Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to learn how we can install and use Laravel Folio. It is a very powerful tool that let us access blade files without creating any route for them. So let's jump to the video. So let's start by creating a new Laravel project by typing composer create project Laravel/Laravel and give it a name of Laravel Folio. Okay, let's wait until the installation is finished. Okay, the installation is finished. Now let's go inside our Laravel Folio directory and let's open the VS Code. Now, the first thing that we have to do in here is to install the Laravel Folio package. For that, we have to go to our Laravel documentation. I will put this link in the description as well. Let's go and let's copy this. Open our terminal in here and paste it. Now let's wait until this installation of finish. Okay. Now after that, we have to also run PHP Artisan Folio install. Enter. Okay. Our Laravel Folio has been installed successfully. Now we can create our project. So there is nothing else. Now let's go and create our pages. First, let's run this project by typing PHP Artisan serve. Now let's go and create our CRUD application. For that, I will have to create my model controller and my pages. Actually the pages, if we come into resources view, as you guys can see, there is already a folder created with the name of pages. So when using Laravel Folio, all our views will go inside our pages in here, because when working with the blade files, we don't use the routes. We only use the routes for posting and creating, posting and deleting. And for viewing the views, we don't need to create any routes for them. Everything is taken care by Laravel Folio. So let's go and create our model controller migrations and connect it to the database. So let's open a new terminal in here and type PHP Artisan make model contact -a to generate all the required files, controller migration request everything, and enter. So it's done. Now let's go to our database migrations and add our column names. These are my column names. I added first name, last name, email, city, and country. These will be my column names in my contacts table. Now let's go to our .env and in here let's change our database name to Laravel Folio. Now let's run our migration. PHP Artisan migrate. Okay, create the database. Yes, enter. Okay, everything is set. Let's close them. Now let's go to our resources, views, and pages. In here, let's create our contact pages. So I will create a new folder with the name of contacts, and inside here I will create a new file with the name of index. So this will be our initial page. Now for if I add a new HTML5 and type here h1 contacts. Now let's go to our browser and in here I will type /contacts, enter. As you guys can see, I got my contacts index. Now if I change it to 1 2 3, save. Let's go back, refresh. Now as you guys can see, we access our index file without creating any route. So this is the beauty of the Laravel Folio. You don't need to create routes for this. You can send parameters, add middleware, do all the functions in here, and also get contacts in here without using any type of routes. So this is how it made it easy, Laravel Folio. Now let's go and create our create page. So for that, I will create a new file with the name of create.blade.php, and inside here I can create my input fields and form. So to make this tutorial shorter, I have already created this form. So now if I go to my browser and type here create contacts/create, as you guys can see, I can access all my fields, my form in here. So it made it that much easy just by creating the file, going to contacts and create. I can access all the fields in here. So now let's go and create a new route for the post. For that, I have to go to my routes and create my post route. So now in here, let's type route : post, and then we add contact. We have to go to our contact controller : class in there with create. Let's give it a name as well. So it would be contact.store. Now let's copy this and paste it here. Now let's go to our contact controller, app, HTTP controllers, and our contract controller. Let's clear this. And let's create a new function, public function create request. Same thing that we did with a normal Laravel request, $request. And inside here, I will type my codes to save the contacts. So these are all same as the usual, anything special in here. And in here, if I want to go back to my index, contacts index, I will type return redirect and contacts/index. So this is the folder name and this is the file name. If we come here, contacts and index file, we don't also have to use the index, so it doesn't matter. Now let's fix this. So now let's go to our browser and check this. Let's refresh. Let's add a fake data. Click create. Okay, it has been created. Now if I go to my database, refresh, I already added a contact. Now as you guys can see, we have 2 new contacts. If I go back here, create, add a new contact, click create. Now back to my database. As you guys can see, it successfully created a new contact. Now let's go and see how we can fetch all these contacts and show it inside our index file. For that, I will come to my VS Code inside my index.blade.php. At the top, I will type my pure PHP code. So PHP, and let's close this. Inside here, the same thing that we used to do in our controller, we do it in here. I will import my model. So use app model and my model name, which is contact. Now after that, I will create a variable with the name of contacts and assign it the model and fetch everything all. So this is how we used to do in our controller. Now with Laravel Folio, we do this in our Blade file. Now we can access the contact inside our HTML part. So I created the table to make this tutorial shorter. Nothing is changing here, the same way that we do in previously. Table, then for each loop, contacts and contact, and this is the way we can fetch the data. So now let's go to browser and refresh our page. As you guys can see, we got all our records. So this is how we can read all our contacts in Laravel Folio. Now let's go and create a new blade file to view our contacts, make our view methods. So let's create an action in here, and in here let's create a new button, grf, and give it a link URL to our show. So I will type contact, that name of my folder, which is contacts, and I will create a new file with the name of show. So then I have to pass the parameter as well. So $contact ID. Now let's give it a class as well, class of btn success, and show. Now let's go and create our folder with the name of show, and inside here a new file. So in here we have we will pass a parameter. To get the parameter inside Laravel Folio, we have to write like this, the brackets which we use for array, and inside that we have to write id, then dot blade dot php. So we are going to contacts here, as you guys can see, contacts, then show, and then we will send the parameter. So this is the id which we will get as a parameter. Now let's enter, let's create it in here. Now let's open our php tags, php, and also close it. Now the same thing that we did previously, I will do again in here. I will type use app models and contact. Now again I will create another variable with the name of contact and assign out my contact model, and I will type find or fail $ID. Now we can get our contact using this variable. So let's create the HTML part. So HTML, and in here let's paste. So this is nothing special, same thing that we used to do it in our normal way. Now let's go to our browser, let's refresh, let's click the show. As you guys can see, we got our contact. If I go back and click show here, now we got our this contact. So this is how we can send a parameter in Laravel Folio. So you have to write first the folder name, then another folder, then for the parameter you have to write this brackets which we use for array. Now let's go back to our index and create one more button in here for our edit. So let's copy this, let's come here and paste it for our edit. So I will type edit, and let's change this also to edit. Now let's create one more folder here with the name of edit and our blade file. So again, array bracket id dot blade dot php. Let's copy this because we are going to use exactly same as show. Let's paste it in here. Now I will remove all of them and paste the edit code in here. So this is my edit code. I create a form and my inputs. So nothing special. I will put this repo in my GitHub also, so you guys can check it in there as well. So now let's go and create this route contacts.update. Now let's go to our web.php. In here, let's type route, put, and my URL. Then inside the contact controller class, in here I will create a method with the name of update and give it a name as well. So name, same thing. Let's change it actually to something simple, update. Now let's go to my contact controller. In here, let's create this method, public function update request $request, comma, $ID. Oh, okay, we forgot to add the ID in our route, so let's add this in here as well, ID. Now let's go back. Let's add our contact code. So contact, find, $ID, and assign everything. Then at the end, save it. And let's copy this as well, paste it here. Now let's go to our browser and test our edit method. Let's refresh the page. Let's click edit and let's change them. Let's give them something to test. Let's click update. So as you guys can see, it updated. So this is the way that we create our update method. Now one more thing, let's create our delete method. So let's go to our index.blade.php and in here let's create our edit. So let's create a form and give it an action is equal to our URL, which would be contact/destroy and method post. Then let's send the CSRF token and change the method to delete. And create a button. Type should be submit. And give it a class also btn success and delete. Okay, now let's go and create the route for this. So let's go to our web.php. In here, let's type route, delete, and our URL contact/destroy/the ID. And we will go to contact controller class delete method. We can give it a name as well, name contacts.destroy. Okay, let's go to our contact controller. In here, let's create our method. So public function, the same we do in the old ways. Now let's go to our browser and check our code. So let's go, let's refresh. Let's click delete. The delete get hit. Okay, let's go back to index. We forgot to send the ID. So let's send the ID as well. Now let's go back, refresh our page. Let's click the delete. So it has been deleted. Now let's delete this one as well. As you guys can see, it also has been deleted. So this is how we can create our Laravel Folio CRUD application. So the most important thing in here that if you want to send an ID, you have to add the ID inside the array bracket. Beside that, we can also give our pages a name, saying that we can do same thing that we can do in our routes. We can also give them a name, and also we can use the middleware in here. I will put the link in the documentation link in the description, and this repo inside my GitHub, so you guys can check and know more about Laravel Folio. Hope you guys like the video, and if you have any questions, write it down in the comment.